Well, last week was the 1st of July, which means rent payments were due, mortgage payments were due, and Americans haven't gotten stimulus checks since mid-April. So what happened? Well, what happened was totally predictable because, by the way, it also happened in both May and June. What happened was that roughly 1/3 of people in this country were unable to make the full housing payment that they're required to make. According to statistics, 19% of Americans made no housing payment at all during the first week of the month of July, and 13% only paid a portion of their rent or mortgage. In other words, the rent is too damn high because Americans aren't making any money right now. And even before that, the rent was still too damn high. Nevertheless, we're not getting any kind of relief. And sure, things are starting to reopen again, only to just have to turn around and shut back down because we're not even through phase 1 of the stupid pandemic because our leadership in this country and at the local level in most areas is completely brain dead. But they don't suffer, we do. When businesses close, people's lives get affected if they don't have some kind of safety net. And because you can't get Social Security till you hit a certain age, and because Republicans are willing to let unemployment benefits dry up at the end of this month, and Democrats have said they're not going to fight to extend them either, there's no safety net. And many states, by the way, have seen their unemployment systems absolutely crippled by the number of people trying to get them, so many people haven't even been able to get those benefits. At the same time that all this is happening, that 1/3 of Americans can't pay the rent, do you know what else has been happening? Well, American billionaires have increased their collective net worth by $637 billion. So we can't afford to pay rent, but billionaires made literally hundreds of billions of dollars off of the pandemic. Good for them, right? And it's because of that part of it, because the stock market's doing well again, that there's no more talk of additional stimulus for America. It's done. You know, we got the reports out this week as well showing that members of Trump's family, friends of Trump's, lawyers of Trump's, family members of Congress members like Nancy Pelosi and Devin Nunes and Mitch McConnell, they were all able to secure PPP loans that were supposed to go to small businesses to keep paying people so that we didn't have 1/3 of Americans unable to pay the rent. Yeah. This is like revolution territory now, folks. There is clearly systemic class oppression happening here in the United States. That is what this is. The billionaires are getting richer. Congress only cares about them. They think the economy is only the stock market when that is a tiny, tiny piece that shouldn't even exist of the economy. And we're just getting fucked. We're getting fucked by these people. And there is no nicer way to say it. There is no non-profane way to say that. That is what is happening right now. And this has to change. And those in power need to understand, y'all got to do something about this. Because things are boiling over. You look around and you see what's happening in this country right now. And we know what kickstarted it, but there are a lot of underlying issues that have kept these protests going, and one of them is this gross and disgusting inequality that we see every day. This inequality that prevents us from being able to pay the rent while billionaires put an extra $637 billion in their pockets. And you, Democrats and Republicans, are doing absolutely nothing to help us in this time of crisis. And if you think that we're not going to remember that, you're sadly mistaken.